All right, welcome to Radical Books and Politics. It is my pleasure to have Misael Juarez again, author of the Jaguar 45. And so we're going to talk about poetry and writing. And sorry, life is happening in the background, just like it's happening in Misael's life. So
Yeah.
tell my viewers about yourself, Misael, in case they missed the last interview.
Well, I am I am usually very calm and tranquil. Um, if things are so I don't know if things are like everything seems like it's going right, I usually just fall asleep. But when things get hectic, I'm up.
No
I'm up like
kidding.
a sailor. Yeah, I'm up like a sailor. Like that's that's
Wow.
that's like that's like I don't know. Like I'm built for that. Yeah.
And so you're a poet and a rapper. Do you want to
Yes.
tell
That's true.
my viewers about your book that's out? Which, by the way, has the most amazing cover. Just gorgeous.
Yeah, well, a little bit about. Did you say you want to know about me about my book or about? Yeah, you said that, right?
Sure,
All
since
right.
it's your latest. And if you could just get a little bit closer to the mic, Misael, or closer to the iPad.
All right. Let me do something then.
Actually, that's better. Whatever you just did right there.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to like get closer. All right.
perfect.
How about now?
Perfect.
All right. Um. So I am about the Jaguar 45. It's a 45 poem book. There's 45 poems in that book. Um, and there's focused on poetic discourse, and I don't focus on a particular topic simply because it's just I'm not interested in doing things like that. Some poems do stick to the subject, but for the most part I'm interested in creating the art of discourse. And so it's just, some you could call it the flow of thought or stream of consciousness, but
Mm,
it's all structure. It's structure. So I wouldn't call it a stream, but it does flow. It has rhythm. It has structure.
yeah, yeah,
It has all of that stuff.
of course. I mean, I've heard your last poem that you played, and I imagine that the rapping is in dialectical relationship with the poetry, right? Do you
Yeah.
find that music also influences your poetry?
Yes, a lot. Music. Like a lot of people. I come from a family of musicians, and I'm very lucky to have that.
Nice. And do you play instruments or sing?
You know, when I was in the when I was in the I think in the 10th grade, um, I got into a music class and I
Nice.
learned how to play the trombone. But then, I don't know if I could still play it.
Right.
It's been so long because I got in trouble where like I got in trouble with some people that wanted to fight me, and there's a lot of fights in my school, and I got involved in some of them, and I missed class one day, and for some reason I think I missed the bus, and when I got there the next day, like my friend told me, like everybody like they were waiting for you at music class, and I was like, really? I was like, damn, that's crazy. And I happened to miss that bus, so I would have probably caught an ass whooping. So that's how the universe works. So I guess I got lucky that day.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I played.
Yeah, yeah. So it was very discouraging, like because my focus wasn't on, I don't know, like, but like I wanted to go back, and I still want to go back just to learn some type of music, just to keep it
Sure,
in my in my
sure.
in my
I mean,
family.
I
Yeah,
think right now with the YouTube videos, it's possible to get the basics, you know. And I played
yeah,
classical guitar for 6 years. It was hard. I had a really hard teacher, um,
right,
but I didn't have time to practice, so I didn't put the love into it that I should have because music takes time, you know. And you
right.
really have a great sense of rhythm. My dad is a singer, canta corridos, you know, and
Yeah, yeah, good.
self-taught. He's got a beautiful voice. Um, but that happened from practice, from doing it regularly, you know. And
Yeah,
I want to give my guitar now to my kids. because they're at that point where they're interested in music. They're memorizing entire songs. Like my chiquita's 5 years old. She memorizes songs so fast that I'm like, damn, girl just heard that song yesterday. She's singing all the lyrics. So
Right.
I don't think there's ever a time when you can't learn a musical instrument, Misael. You know, and I say do it out of love. But you got to put the time into it. And that's where I think a lot of us struggle. You know, so in your collection, I want to know a little more about this poetic discourse, and I'm fascinated by this. What do you mean by that? How do you define that?
How do I define it? Well, I just, I just, I just think it's the way I learn about how to talk to people through rap. And if you listen to rap, you know, a lot of it is just discourse, you know, and I think like something about like some rap songs that you hear like a line and you know and it calls you, you know,
Right.
and you know you like that song just for that line. And then you listen to it again and there's something else that comes out. And then something else comes out, you know, like so it's just kind of like, you know, you just listen over and over and over again. You're just getting messages, you know, like so and probably the person sitting next to you is probably catching or relating to a different line. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess that is my hope, you know, like I'm just kind of like I'm dealing cards, you know, like is your
Right.
card, is your
I
card,
love
your
that
card.
metaphor. Yeah, and you know,
Yeah,
Misael, I don't know if you know, but I teach composition and creative writing for a living in literature, and
right,
that's what I tell my students. There are different ways of interpreting songs, of interpreting poetry, literature. You know, sometimes I have my students do their papers on the exact same quote and come up with entirely different interpretations that they can justify, you know. So I think that's amazing, man, that you were thinking of your poetry that way. And it's beautiful. You fascinate me, Misael, because there hasn't been a time where I haven't heard you on your stream or even in this interviews, and you have so much depth of knowledge, but you're so humble about it, you
right,
know.
right.
And I think that's the way it should be, man. I don't like
Yeah.
arrogant academics, I tell you what. So we had also talked about the Jaguar, and I was wondering if you could talk to my viewers about that.
Sure. So the Jaguar 45 is basically is really about teaching other people's how to write their own raps.
Mm,
And if you well the way I learned how to rap was about I guess starting with the writing. And I would you know put on my cassette. I'll record songs from the radio um because I couldn't afford music. I couldn't afford to buy the cassette, so
yeah,
I just you
too.
know just
Yep.
had to record my favorite songs when they came on. I'll just be on the radio, just like when are they gonna play that song? So when that song came on, I press record, and I'll make myself my mixtape. So I'll get my pen, and my mom was working at home at the time. She was a seamstress, you know, so you could hear her machine just
Yeah,
you know
yeah, like
farting all over the room,
yeah.
and part of it was kind of like sometimes she will ask me to help her. So she'll have me ironing the clothes and everything. Then she'll go sell it at the swap meet.
Wow.
So so I was right there with my tape player, and that's all I wanted. All I wanted was music, and she didn't mind me blasting the music. And when she was
Uh,
gone, and she was gone, I'll blast it even louder, you know. But I wrote down the lyrics to song like his. It was Warren G. I don't know if you know who that is. Warren G is a rapper from Long Beach, and he had this song called um how's it go? It's kind of easy when you listen to the G'd up sound, Pioneer speakers bumping as a blast was or something like that. I
yeah.
got the song for your ass, and it's easy to see that this DJ be Warren G. So I really like that, you know. So I was like, how do you do that, you know? So I just said, well, let me just write down what I think they're saying. And so I just, you know, I had to stop, rewind, stop. It was tedious, but eventually I got through it, and then I went and I started changing the lines myself. Like, all right, Like he says the N word, but I was taught not to say the N word by my homies. They go like, never say that word.
No shit.
Never, like if you say that, yeah, my homies were like, if you say that word, you're gonna get an ass kicking, because that, that's that's not our tradition. They said we don't use those words.
Damn.
So that's what I learned as a young person in the street. I learned that, and and of course I'm not gonna say that we're like all fucking racially conscious. Like it was just like I think it was because of the competition. So we're like we're not gonna promote anything that they're doing. But the contradiction is that we love rap music.
Yep.
So then and I'm not trying to say that we were beefing or anything like that. When I say competing, it was just kind of like who can we outdo you with our culture? Like can all right, so all right, you guys got rap, and you say it's not for us, but we like listening to it. But what about the lowriders? All right, you want to rap and be in a lowrider, but you don't want to recognize us. So
Mm.
there was that
Oh, interesting.
multicultural kind of, like there was that kind of thing. So, as I'm keep in mind I'm 14, 13 years old. Like just trying to like
Chabelito.
try to make sense. I'm just a little youngster. Listening to a 17-year-old, I'm like that's the OG. But like you look at it from now, my perspective is kind of like we really didn't see our potential back then because we didn't have those elders to paint like like we could share our stories too. So
Yeah.
so when I started writing the Jaguar 45, I was thinking of all them people that want to rap. I started thinking like, what if they want to rap? What if people in my community just feel like they don't have a teacher? So when I present it, it's very structured.
Mm.
Is all is my own formula that I came up
That's awesome.
with the
And
help of my
how long
ancestors.
how long do you
And
think? Because besides, that's something that fascinates me because I'm still coming into my voice and style, and I don't have my process nailed down like some of you master poets. How long did it take you to come up with your formula?
well, at first I started with 10 syllables because at that when I started writing was in like syllables and structures
Hmm.
was like in my early 20s. And then I broke into prose because everybody was saying, oh, that's the new thing and everything. And I tried it out. It was cool, but like I was like, nah, it's not quite, it's not elegant. Like it's elegant. Like if you could like, I'm flowing like a river and I might stab you in the liver. And, you just go in there and like,
Right, right.
I like, it's just the first thing that came out of my mind. But I said it on purpose because that's what usually came out of the mouths of people who were freestyling. And then I heard a woman say spoken word, and she was like, "Soy mujer de maíz," and she was like saying all of these things, and I was like, "Did you freestyle that?" And then I learned that. And I didn't know what spoken word was, and I was like,
Mm.
"Whoa, what was that?" Like it just made such an impact on me because she was talking about like the culture, indigenism, and all this stuff, and I was like, "That's like," I was just like mind blown. And I was like I want to do that,
Mm.
but like I don't know anything about what she's talking about. Like I don't know anything about zapatistas or the Mayan calendar or anything. I just knew where I came from. And I was like, and so I tried, and so I started going to open mics because I wanted to see like where's this poet at? When am I gonna see this poet again? Like where is this poet?
Nice.
And so I got exposed to different poets and different things, but it wasn't quite the same. And then I seen another woman uh, incorporate singing, and she had like a drum, like one of those sacred drums, and
Yeah.
and she was going to the beat, and I was like, oh, that's dope.
Yup. Yup.
And so I wanted to do that at one point, but like it just didn't come out that way. Like when I started writing, like I kept thinking about like dysfunction. I started like that because dysfunction captures my attention for some reason. Like something about it, like I go in there and I just try to see like there's dysfunction right here, something about it like gets my attention, and so I want to write about it, but in a way. Now at my age of 30, not back then, but at my age, like back then, I just want to describe it like this is here, and then but now I want to get in the dysfunction in the writing and just try to start rewiring it, just do a little Picasso, like do this here and then
Right,
just
right, right.
put it back together like a puzzle, like that makes sense, and a map to get you out of that frequency. Like that's my intention. I don't even know how I'm doing it because I really haven't heard anybody read my book. Like I give it away, but like I don't know if people read it or
Well, I
whatever.
plan on buying it. I'm buying it, and I'm just at my. I bought too many books already, and it's barely August 10th or whatever, But I definitely plan on buying it. And you talk about rewiring a lot, but the goal of the rewiring is also something that I think my viewers would be interested in because you're a really positive person, right? That rewiring is towards a good purpose. And I don't know if you want to talk more because we talked about rewiring our thought processes. And my viewers know, like, I suffer from depression, and that takes rewiring too to stop the shitty tapes that won't quit. You know what I mean? But then there's
Right, right.
this rewiring that I think we have to do in the capitalist system, in a system that promotes racism and sexism and menosprecio, just that negative shit,
Yeah.
So tell us a little more about your
Mhm.
philosophy of rewiring thoughts.
All right. So I don't know. I think the best example would be no look, I really went through times where I did everything out of heart, and I started feeling bad about it when people were telling me that's not what you do. Don't do that. Like you always think people are good. My brother would tell me like you always think people are good, but some of them fools are like shady. And he will warn me, but I was just I don't know, there was something I was like I guess it was my naiveness. I was just thinking, nah, people are good, people are
I think
good.
people are good still.
And and I'm not that's not my message. My message is uh like you see two people at the same time. Like one is your friend or one is the enemy.
Mm.
So who do you talk to? Like who do you talk to? Do you talk to the enemy? And if you engage the enemy, you're not gonna talk to them like that's your friend. So you're talking to them like that's your enemy. But if you choose to talk to the friend inside a person that might be dangerous to you, then you engage them at a different frequency, and they recognize it. Your brain recognizes that. Like, wait a minute, are you? That question: are you a friend or foe? So it's the same way when you talk to yourself. Are you talking to yourself like you're your own enemy, or are you talking to yourself like you're your best friend?
Got
So
it.
it's the intention.
Yeah.
A lot of times we say things about ourselves that if somebody were to say that to you, you would unfriend them.
Exactly. You're
So
totally right. I remember one day, God, you made my heart like fucking to the moon. Where I said to you, man, I look like shit this morning on my live stream, and you texted or you messaged me back. You're like, no, you look dignified, and I was like, damn, I've never had anybody tell me that before, but it made me feel good about myself. I don't talk to myself that way,
mm,
and I get it. I think that's freaking amazing, Misael, and I'm so glad that you're putting that message out there for the world, and especially for our youth that are told so many stupid messages about how their body should look, about what's beautiful, what's intelligent, all of that. So I think that's great. I love it. I love it. So I know you don't have your poetry
yeah,
on hand,
you
but
know.
yeah, I have a question. It's kind of random, and I'm here to ask to support. Are you going to put out a
So
Kindle version
before
of it?
before you, a
Are you,
what?
are you going to put out a Kindle version of your book?
I would if I knew how. I don't know how
I'll
to
do
do
it
it.
for you, bro, for free.
I don't know how to do
I can do it for you,
it.
and that's how you're gonna make.
All right, sure. Yeah.
That's how you're gonna make coin because people love that
Huh?
shit. That's how you're gonna make coin if you want to.
Mm,
I'd be happy to help you. Don't even. I mean,
yeah.
we'll do it for free for you, brother. Yeah, I'd be happy to do it.
You know, so I wanted to say one more thing about what we were talking about like a few
Sure.
moments ago. It was something about oh, if I'm this positive dude, like I'm not like to people that don't like me, I'm not positive to them at all. You
Mm,
know, I'll become their mirror. You know, like and whatever energy they throw at me, I'll even double it. You know,
mm,
just 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 to let them know like don't do that shit to me. You
ah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know like and so I had to learn this the hard way. You know, like even though you have like people in an organization and they say yeah we gotta you know they talk all that good one. You know, like yeah you know for the community. But like you look at them and their actions speak different, you know, they say different things, you know,
Oh yeah,
and their gestures, you know,
yeah.
like
I had him in contact with those people too, and they annoy me because
yeah, so
they about social justice, but their actions say otherwise. You know.
yeah, you know, I mean, I don't just give people shit to shame them or anything like that. I give them shit so they could think, you know, like about their actions, you know.
Yeah. But
So
that's still constructive, man. That's still positive. Because any motherfucker can throw down bad
yeah,
words like "fuck you, dude," not "fuck you for this and this reason." Think about what you're doing. That's different. That's a different thing, you know. And I still think it's positive.
yeah, yeah,
That takes a lot of heart too, man. That takes a lot of
yeah.
intelligence to be able to do that, you know. So
You know,
listen,
I got that from my brother.
oh, you know, but it sounds
I
like
got that from my brother because every time I messed up, my brother would tell me like in the harshest tone, but it was all love, you know.
hmm,
And me and my brother, like for example, when we're little kids, the grown-ups will make us fight each other. And so like, you know, like I learned, you know, I learned how to fight because they wanted to teach us how to fight.
oh
But
yeah,
they didn't see
defend yourself.
they didn't see what they were doing to us as brothers, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we were very competitive when we were like like very young, like subconsciously.
sure,
But then like we learned how to like I don't know, it was just because we're put in scenarios where our lives were at risk
sure, of course.
that we bonded again. So I feel like that's how my ancestors said, not like this ain't cool, so we're gonna retrain you, you know,
Yep.
so we're gonna put you in situations where that's your brother, you know. So so anybody that I fight with, like I always think that's my brother too, you know, because simply because I was wired that way.
Right,
And
right.
so anybody I fight like that's like I know in my heart that's my brother too.
Sure, sure, of course.
Somehow,
And
somehow,
that
you
person's
know.
probably
So
not your actual enemy, man. I have to teach my people that who is your real enemy? It's not each other, you know?
yeah,
Misael, as
right,
always, it's
right.
been a pleasure. I love talking to you. Hope to have you on again soon. Um, so do you have any future projects that you're working on?
I am, I am. I was trying to tell you last time that I have this book ready.
Mm.
It's called my spoken word wife, and these are
Oh,
just love
okay,
poems.
yeah, I love that. I love that. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, it's 36 poems. Um, I kind of changed it a bit from the structure, but like some of them have that 12 syllable structure, but like the it's just really like honoring my vision, you know, for the love I have in my heart, you know, for this woman. So I just started writing poems. You know, let me just write it. You know, and I'll write with my ancestors. You know, they'll be like, "Hey, you got some thoughts in there. I want to explore it with you. You know, so let's get this out of your head, and then we'll work on other projects." And so that's one book, and the other one right now. A few days ago, I started another one called the Intergalactic Gangster. So it's about
Subtitle.
uh dealing with psychosis and
Mm,
schizophrenia and all that weird shit that we deal with, and just kind of like making sense out of it, like almost like therapy, you know, but like just also highlighting the adventure of it. And I have another one that I have is called How to Look at the Moon with a Loving Eye,
mm.
and it just is just it's just like it's about honoring those moments of solitude, you know, and I have and I have another one that I put out, but I wasn't happy with it. I just pulled it out. I said I'm gonna work on it some more. It's called the rise of the working class lyricist. So that's about
Yeah.
me having all these jobs, like working at a recycling plant as a painter, as a boiler inspector, as a sandblaster, like working on cars, like doing all these fucking jobs, like I just never paid attention to. Like that's my resume, you know. That's what I do. Like
Yep. Yep.
that's what I did. And that's what I take pride in, you know. Like just like if I want to do something, I could do it on my own.
Hell yeah.
So this learning how to put a book together, like that shit was like dope, you know. But I don't know everything about it, and I don't even know how good of a job I did on putting the Jaguar 45 together. You know, I just looked at a bunch of YouTube videos, and I just
Same. Same.
me chingué mi cerebrito,
Same.
just to
Yeah.
put it, but I like it. I like so far what I saw.
I love designing
And
books
so
too. I love it. I love
and,
doing the pages and
and
the art between and all that shit. I love it, you know? And I'm going to help you with that Kindle book. Hermano, I can't tell you how awesome your titles are. You got a gift, man. I know
yeah.
this is amazing, but those titles are off the fucking chain. I love it, especially that last one. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So where can
Yeah.
the viewers find you on your social?
And just I'm on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, I'm known as Sacred Poet. Uh, I think it's _1 or just Sacred Poet 1, and
Also,
it has like a Oaxaca Guerreros on as a picture. It's
all right.
black and white.
Yeah.
And and I'm on Facebook.
And you stream a
You
lot. You
know,
stream every day, right?
no. I just do it like I just do what my ancestors tell me. Like get on stream, get on live. I want you to do it. Like I don't even think about it. Like,
That's good.
but like I'm very obedient to my ancestors. Like they really help evolve me like into the person that I am. Like, but and they weren't that friendly to begin with when I like they were like
You
really
didn't know
like,
how to listen to them.
yeah, I didn't know how to listen to them. Like, who the hell are you guys? Like, you guys seem like intruders. Like so eventually like I feel like I got a beat down from them. So but like our relationship is like the best
That's
right now.
wonderful.
It's like
Wonderful.
I work so hard on developing our relationship. And they look at, I was thinking I would beat up myself a lot, but they only told me in life you only made two mistakes. And I was like, really? You go like, one was moving out of LA and coming to Las Vegas.
Mm,
Like, man, I was so mad at you for doing that. And the other one was you had an addiction problem and you could and you just kept quiet about it. And so that was my only two mistakes that I ever made in their eyes.
mm.
So and I used to think I made a lot of mistakes. They were like, nah, homie, you did so well. You did so well.
I think that's because we're wired or told to carry so much guilt all the fucking time, man.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
unproductive. It's taking me. I'm 40 something. It's taking me this long to figure out that half of the shit I was carrying guilt about was petty, dude. And you man
Yeah.
put in hundreds of years of Catholicism, and then your parents tell you everything is dirty and all this. We just carry so much guilt, and it makes us dehumanize ourselves. You know. So
Yeah,
anyway,
it's just
hermano,
it's,
I'm
it's
gonna
just the
close
fact.
out, love, just
Yeah,
because
you gotta go, huh?
I gotta go work and I gotta make breakfast for my kids. But it's always an honor, Misael. I mean, my
All right.
friends listen to you, and they always tell me that Misael has some deep shit to say. Even just this morning, my friend Heather was telling me I just want to see her in Washington State. She loves you, man. She loves your streams. And Preeti thinks Preeti is a
Yeah.
designer. Preeti J designs on Facebook to redesign the cover. She was like, Misael is a beautiful soul. I'm like, I know. So I'm very blessed, very grateful that you came on my stream again. Well, now we're recording it, and I'd be happy to help you any way I can, man. I'm here for you. So
Okay. I just wanna say I wanna leave you
go
with
ahead,
this.
go ahead, go ahead.
If you ever see something good about yourself, like in somebody else, that's because you also see it in yourself and you recognize yourself in someone else. So that's all that is.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, that's all that is, you know, and that's the same thing when you're hating somebody else, you know, you just recognize the hatred that you have towards yourself, you know. So sometimes about just sending compassion to that part of yourself. And, you know, sometimes it takes like 5 years, you know, to really like get that wire welded,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah. No, I feel you, bro.
So, you
Yeah.
know, fuerza, you know, pay up and make that breakfast with all that love, you know. I could feel it's gonna be a bomb breakfast, you know. So, you know, like, so get to it, and you know, we'll touch base later. You
All
know, you
right.
can just we'll talk
Peace,
later.
hermano.
All
Have a
right,
blessed day, brother. Thank you for everything.
all right,
Adios.
all right. Bye.
Bye bye. Southside.
West Side. W for Wolf.
Hey, book lovers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.